Hello, baseball fans. Hope everybody's doing awesome out there. Haven't like or subscribe? Please do so. Really appreciate your support. Best way you can help me out is by hitting like and subscribe. And hey, we give away prizes just for subscribers. And we're doing a prize vlog that was published on December 24th. And you can check that out and enter all the way up until January 1st at 3 p.m. when we do our next live stream. So the MLB free agents, the big ones, are all off the board. But that does not mean that there isn't some intriguing ones left. And more importantly, a really undervalued player right now this offseason. I'm talking about nobody else but outfielder first baseman Trey Mancini. That's right, if you don't know Mancini's backstory, this guy kicked butt, had a huge medical scare. It's a feel-good story. We're not going to get into that, but it's interesting to check out, and I recommend that you Google it. What we're talking about is Trey Mancini, the baseball player, and his abilities. And that's really interesting here, and why I'm surprised he has not been gobbled up. But I know why. It's at 50 plus games in Houston. If you look back at last year, this guy was cruising over in Baltimore. He had a batting average 268. He had over 15 home runs. Everything was looking good for Trey. And he got traded over to Houston. Houston gave a package of prospects heading Baltimore's way. And in getting Trey Mancini, they were really hoping to add an impact bat for their World Series run. However, it was the complete opposite. This guy did a nosedive as soon as he went into Houston, hit a miserable 176, no power. It just was not the Trey that was over in Baltimore. I don't know what happened, but it was those 50 plus games that he seems to be valued at for this offseason, and that's really unfair, especially if you look at some of the other contracts that have been signed, like Michael Conforto, Andrew Benintendi, players like that had questionable marks and still got paydays. And I don't even think Trey Mancini is that questionable. This guy has a career slash line of 265. He usually gives you 16 to 18 home runs every year and has a WAR of over 2. And he's done this year after year after year. It's just that little blip in Houston. So that's why I don't understand why he has not been signed. I know he's going to be 31 next season, but he's not that old yet. And in saying he's not going to be signed, he eventually will. And who are the teams that are going to step up? Well, I've heard the Washington Nationals again and again and again, but it just doesn't seem to be a natural fit. They are in complete rebuild mode, and adding a player like him on a one-year deal is just a big bit of a head scratcher. It has nothing to do with the financial flexibility of the Nationals, it just has to do with fit. I think he needs to go to a team where there is a competitiveness, a team that needs an impact bat. Hopefully he'll rebound to get them into the postseason. And that's where I think he'll ultimately end up in the American League East. And I think it's going to come down to two teams. I think it's going to be Tampa Bay. They certainly have some needs there. J-Man Choi's gone now. They traded him away. And Tampa Bay's been suspiciously quiet all off season. And if he has a rebound year in Tampa Bay and they can get him for, say, $10 million, it seems like a natural fit for Tampa Bay and their financial flexibilities. But I actually think he's going to go back to Baltimore. And this is a really interesting story. This guy hit really well while he was over there in Camden Yards. And if he's looking for that one-year contract to really reestablish himself to go out and get that big contract, Baltimore and the familiarity and his comfortability there, playing there, makes a lot of sense for somebody like Trey. And in doing so, it'd be interesting to see if Baltimore can sign him for a one-year deal. I think it's going to be something like $9-10 million, something like Kevin Kiermaier, unfortunately. He's hoping for 2 years. I don't think he's going to get it. That one-year deal, reestablish himself, kind of like Marcus Semien did, and hopefully go out and sign a big contract. And that's what is going to happen. And laugh on Houston. Nothing against them. Hey, they won the World Series. But think about that. Baltimore trades him away for 50 games, gets a package of prospects. They re-sign him for $10 million. He resurges in Baltimore, and then they go out and trade him again for another package of prospects. Good on Baltimore. Interesting to see. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think Mancini's going to go elsewhere? Do you think it is going to be the Nationals? Do you think it could be the Orioles? Always appreciate to hear what you have to say. Hit like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll ramble on soon. Take care, guys.